Hi, Aries. Oh, hello, Aries. I don't know if I caught the hive anyway, but hello. I thank you for being here. I do so appreciate it. I want to let you all know I appreciate all the likes and comments that you all give me. In today's reading, we're focusing on what are your person's current feelings for you. I want to thank you for being here. Yeah, I really do appreciate it. I want to remind you I do have services open. I have live readings for Sunday open, one-on-one readings over Zoom, healings, pre-recorded readings, Akashic karma clearing, stuff like that. If you're interested in getting any of that, check it out. Only get it if your heart calls you there. And yeah, I think that's the only thing I have to say. No, just want to thank you for being here. So let's see who's going to answer our question. We have Saint Germain who steps forward to answer today's question. So Saint Germain, can you tell me what is currently happening in Aries' person's life right now? I do feel there was a third party here, and this person ran to that third party. They left you. This could be even a situation, people, place, thing. It's hard to say what the third party was, but I feel this person chose something else over you. And one of the things that it's very interesting about this, about what I received, is I feel like they were looking at you when they decided that. Real crazy here, by the way. It's like they looked at you and they're like, I think I'm gonna go run to this other thing instead. And it's something that I think weighs heavy on their heart because they don't think that that choice was made from an inspiration or made from a place of love. I actually feel that that choice was made from fear. And this person made that choice while they were looking at you in your eyes. It's such an odd thing to say, but I have to say it. It's what I have. It's like literally just that choice was just made right then and there. A choice that they made from fear. All right. Let's see what else is currently happening in their life right now, Saint Germain. As one would expect, life's catching up with them. I do feel they're paying a price here. And I do feel like life is kind of hitting them where it hurts. Essentially, they are moving through these lessons, and that's what all of us have to do. I really do understand that definitely the human side of us, right, really likes to see someone get punished, right, or really likes to see someone get their comeuppance, right. But in reality, we don't. On a soulful level, we don't care about that, right? We want love for people, but I do feel they're getting it. So it feels like this is exactly what's happening, but I think you're going to internalize that like they're getting their comeuppance. They actually are, but let's hold space for them instead of um being pleased about that, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking, all right? Anyway, but I do feel like this is someone who's moving through these things very quickly. There seems to be more smooth sailing here. I feel like this person, when they made that choice to run after something, and I don't mean run from you, run at something. It's very clear. When they made that choice to do that, they they thought that there would be equal there, or a comparison of pro and cons. Yeah, it turns out it just all sucks, and that's something that they had to learn the hard way. And one thing that Saint Germain says is a good example for this is we sometimes think that we need something from someone that we don't need. It's usually like, let's say, a good example of this is like having a specific type of person that you like, right? Looks, aesthetics, right? But in reality, you don't really care about that on a soulful level. That's not what fills us up, right? It doesn't make that much of a difference. And I feel like they may have chosen something or someone that wasn't chosen from a soulful self, from their soul. It was chosen from like this idea that they had, and that's why they ran towards that. And it turns out that there was not much there, and they had to learn that the hard way. And this is kind of what it's kind of what Saint Germain's saying, right? It was important that they went through this experience. Is there anything else about what this person's life is like right now? They think of you and they write letters, or they talk to you in their head. There's something like this going on. They're doing this a lot. I feel like this person does this because they really admire and enjoyed your counsel, and kind of your take on everything. And they really do listens for your replies. And I know that that seems like craziness, right? Like, how could you reply? You're not actually replying to them, but you actually are. Your energy is giving them the answers that they need. That's actually what we can do for everyone, right? We can just call forth their energy and ask them something, right? Know that that is possible, but it sounds crazy. But that's what they're doing right now as well. So let's see, how do they currently feel right now about Aries? All right, they really feel like you woke them up and you really have shifted their mind and their awareness. I feel in the past that this person was very much ego driven, desire driven, and kind of I don't know how to phrase this. It's like I'm gonna get what I want, at the expense of others or something like that. No, something crazy, something like this. There was there's this really big selfishness that was coming out in this person, and they woke up to that they were being selfish and that they were doing things that were hurting people, and honestly that they were in a lot of pain, but they attribute that awakening to you and what you've done for this person because they feel like you woke them up, and they feel like you've actually helped them see a lot of themselves that they weren't actually seeing. And this actually has to do with how they were treating people, how they were going about situations, and what choices they were making their choices from, which was a place of fear. Let's see how else they currently feel about Aries. One of the things that this person sees you as is different than themselves. And what I mean by that is you're light, they're dark, or you're a good person, they're a bad person, or you're holy and they're not. I know that we tend to think of those things and think they're harmless, right? Labeling, right, situations of people, places, things. Are they a karmic? Are they a soulmate? I hear all these like terminologies being thrown at people and around people, and I feel like they look at themselves and they see themselves as bad while you're good, but that's not helping anything. And they're not bad; these are just constructs in the end. But this person feels this way. They feel like you hold light while they hold darkness for some reason, and it's kind of why they made that choice that they made. And it's an insane thing to say, right? It's an insane thing, right? But that's how they feel about you. Let's see what else. What other feelings do they have towards Aries, Saint Germain? All righties. They feel like you have direction in your life, and like you have a compass that you lead your life by. They really actually appreciate that. They love that you have this beautiful compass, and they love that you have this direction in your life, and they really do appreciate that. One of the things that I know a lot of us tend to think um, is that if you had a lot of direction in your life, wouldn't you be further along, right? But in reality, if you have a lot of direction in your life, it looks different than other people's path, right? I don't know if you notice this, but a lot of people go down the path of school, college, then they get a degree, then they just do work, right? But when you have direction in your life, you're not choosing that path, so you have to create your own, and it takes longer, right? I know it sounds crazy, but someone needs to hear that. I know that when you don't have any direction, you end up choosing a regular random job, and that job just pays well usually, right? And when you have direction, it takes time for you to come up with that. It takes time for you to create that path. It takes time for you to put stuff together. So give yourself more grace. I don't know who needs to hear that, but know that it's you may look at other people and think they have their life together. They just didn't have direction, right? That's all it was, right? You do, and make sure you're following yours, obviously, but know that it does take longer. It took me a while, by the way, as well. Yeah, it took me a long time. All right, how else do they feel right now about about Aries? Let's see. They feel like the time that you both are apart is important right now for you both to learn, to grow, and evolve from. They do want to come back together with you, which is actually the next thing we're going to be asking about is what their next move is towards you. But I see that this person looks at this time that you have when maybe you're not talking that much, or maybe you're not together, or maybe there is no contact, as actually benefiting you and benefiting them as well. They are going to be using this time apart to really heal and evolve themselves, but they know that one day you will be coming together. It's interesting because they kind of feel like you're the right brain and they're the left brain, or vice versa. I know it sounds crazy, but it is what I just drew. All right. They see this, like there is this balance between you and them, and they absolutely adore and love that. Anyway, let's see. Is there any other feelings that they have that you want to bring up, Saint Germain? No, their feelings for you though have stood the test of time, and that's something that they really are taking into account. Often feelings that we have for people fizzle out, or they're not for us, right? This is a connection where the feelings have not fizzled out in that way, and they know that means something. All right, so let's see, what is this person's next move towards Aries? I see this person taking action towards you, shooting their shot, but it will be after they feel that they're ready to do that. It's not like a now type thing. I wouldn't hold your breath for this, and nor would I put your life on hold for this. But I am seeing this person aiming a bow right at you and shooting you right with that bow. It's probably going to go through. I imagine it's going to miss a lot of vital organs, but it's something that they're going to do to you. They're going to shoot this arrow at you, and it's going to be their communication. It's going to be this person um saying, hey, but it will be after. I feel like their career needs some work, or they need to work out their career. I also feel like this person wants to make sure that they have everything sorted out before they make a move towards you. One of the things that I think a lot of people have a restriction towards or a block towards is everyone thinks they need to be a certain thing before they have it in their life. This is actually a false teaching, by the way. But you know what I'm talking about. It's like people, they think, oh, I need to be a certain type of healed before I have love in my life, or I need to have a career, I need to have like money coming in before I settle down, something like that. I know it sounds crazy, but I know that we have these, and they're actually very powerful on the impact they have on our life. But they're actually a false teaching. You don't need any of that. You follow your heart, whatever your heart leads you towards, and that's what's for you at that present moment in time. Period. And the story doesn't matter how little you have in your life at that point, right? You can, if your heart's leading you there, then that's for you. I feel like there's someone who has that. Right? They think that they don't have enough to have you, or enough to have this, or enough to even be able to appreciate it. And but I think that their heart is leading them to you right now, and they're resisting it because of that belief system that's there. Right? Are they good enough? Is their life good enough to have love right now, or to have a committed relationship right now? And that's something that they don't believe. They don't believe it is, and therefore they stay away. But once they feel they are enough, they're going to take this action. But I think they can take it now. But a lot of people will stay in that, right? Stay stuck. Let's see. Is there anything about this action? I feel like a lot of yous are going to receive a letter from this person about stuff. It's interesting. I think that like if they had their, if their soul had their way, I think that they would write all the letters, or sorry, send you all the letters that they ever wrote. Sorry, my cat is like, he's trying to open up a cabinet. It's so annoying. It both, they both know how to do it. Anyway, it's like I can just hear him just trying to open it up. Anyway, they would like to write all the letters that they have for you all at once, or give them to you. But I think that they're going to end up settling for a hey. But know that there is a lot more backing that hey, or backing that what's up, than it appears. And this is actually one of the things that we need to be careful about, because I know logically we look at that and think that's stupid, right? But if you were to actually pay attention to the energy, how much energy is backing up that hey or that what's up, you would feel like there was a lot there, because there actually is. But I think they're going to end up settling for that, because most people do. But who knows? Maybe you'll be the lucky one and you receive all the letters. But I doubt it anyway. But I see that type of communication. Yeah, I see you actually being very unsatisfied with it. If you have expectations about this, or you've been building it up in your mind, it never lives up to that, right? So you're always going to be disappointed unless you throw out those expectations. But you can decide what you want to do about yourself. All right. Anything else about this person's next action? No. I feel the dynamic between you and this person will be very different than it has been. And I don't mean if you're in no contact. I mean, if you were, when you were talking, if you are in no contact, it was not great. It's going to be way better this time. They will be more open. All right. So let's see. Is there any guidance that you have right now to Aries? Hmm. Taking your journey one step, one day at a time. One of the things that Saint Germain is saying is that what humans have a tendency to do is overwhelm themselves with all that they have to do, or all that they want to do, rather than looking at, well, you're not going to be able to do it all in one day, so why think about it, right? And I know that's an obvious thing, right? But I think a lot of us need to hear that more. You're not going to be able to do all of this in one day, so why are you stressing yourself out about that, right? Focus on what you can achieve today. Do that, and then take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and slowly but surely you will make it to your goals. But there is just that I feel like you're trying to hold it all, and it's draining your energy. It usually, for me, it doesn't feel great when I start to think about all I need to do on this planet. I don't feel great doing that. It doesn't mean, oh, I'm so excited. No, that makes me overwhelmed. And I think that that's happening to you now, with maybe a project you're doing, or maybe what you want, grand scheme of things, right? Take it one day at a time, one step at a time. Okay. What else? Shoot for the stars. Aim really big as well. Don't aim small. One of the things that I see a lot of people doing is they kind of look at, like, their mind kind of starts to fit things in, right? If I have this in my life, then I can't have that. Or if I have that in my life, I can't have this, right? I feel like your mind is doing that to a certain extent, where you're starting to think, well, I can't start this new business because then I won't have time for other stuff I may want to do. But you're being guided to do that, right? Follow your guidance. I know it sounds crazy, but you will get better at stuff. faster at stuff, and you'll be able to do stuff in a shorter period of time and even make more money, right? Than when you start. It always takes a long time, but it's like that. They're saying for you to be careful with kind of aiming small because you don't think you'll have enough time in the end, right? You're not being guided for no reason. Follow the guidance. All right. So that's all I got for you. I'm gonna thank you, Aries. Don't forget to like and comment, and don't forget to check out all of my services. And take care. Bye, Aries.